Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sahadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय जय
बोलो श्रीमद्
जय
भागवत की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन। हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
कृष्णा निष्ठा हरे कृष्णा। जितेंद्र सर कैसे हैं?
हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna.
तो तरुण कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna, everyone.
All right, so we'll get started. तो जैसा कि हम लोग देख रहे हैं, हम लोगों ने सेकेंड अध्याय शुरू किया, थर्ड अध्याय शुरू किया कल। या वी कंप्लीटेड द सेकेंड चैप्टर और ये 10th स्कंद है। टोटल 12 स्कंद है। 10th स्कंद इज अबाउट लॉर्ड श्री कृष्णा। दिस इज द मोस्ट प्राइमरी स्कंद ऑफ श्रीमद् भागवतम। पिछले स्कंद में हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे कैसे सारे देवतास along with Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, yeah, they come to Karagriha and doing the stuti of Lord Krishna in the womb of Devaki Mata. So Garbh Stuti कहते हैं उसे. So we read about Garbh Stuti. We heard that it was so beautiful. And now what we are reading is फिर कृष्ण भगवान का जन्म होता है। वासुदेव महाराज कृष्ण भगवान को देखते हैं और समझ जाते हैं कि यही कृष्ण भगवान है। चतुर्भुज रूप में भगवान प्रकट होते हैं और वो प्रकट होते हैं। तो अब जो हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं वासुदेव वासुदेव भगवान वासुदेव महाराज भगवान कृष्ण की स्तुति कर रहे हैं। सो व्हाट वी आर रीडिंग राइट नाउ इज लॉर्ड वासुदेव इज डूइंग ग्लोरिफिकेशन लॉर्ड श्री कृष्णा। या सो कल हम लोगों ने श्लोक पढ़ा था 14। लेट्स रीस्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर। स्टार्ट अनिल जी।
तएव स्वप्न कृत्येदं स्रष्टवाग्रे त्रिगुणात्मकं तदनुतं ह्यप्रदविष्टः प्रविष्ट इव भाव्यते. My Lord, you are the same person who in the beginning created this material world by his personal extraordinary energy. After the creation of the world of three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, you appear to have entered it, although in fact you have not. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what Vasudev Maharaj is saying is, of course, you are the one who created this three gunatmakam, right? As we know, Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. And he's saying that you pravishta hai, apravishta hai, and pravishta. So you seems you have entered it, although in fact you are not, right? You are still outside of it, even though you have created this. Is what Vasudev Maharaj is saying. Very nice purport. So we are going to read this. Jitendra.
This material world of three modes of nature, Sattvagun, Rajgun, and Tamgun, is a composition of earth, water, fire, air, mind, intelligence, and false ego, all of which are energies coming from Krishna. Yet Krishna, being always transcendental, is aloof from this material world. Those who are not in pure knowledge think that Krishna is a product of matter and that his body is material like ours. Avjanti Muda. In fact, however, Krishna is always aloof from this material world. In the Vedic literature, we find the creation described in relation to Mahavishnu, as stated in the Brahma Samhita. Ekope asyo rachayata jagat anand katuha. Yat chatkitar asi jagat anada Chaya Yadantaha Andattaranstha Parmanu Chayantarastham Govindam Adipurusham Tam Ahamo Bhajami. I worship the premier Lord Govind, the original personality of Godhead. By his partial plenary expansion as Mahavishnu, he enters into material nature, then he enters every universe as Garbhodaksh Vishnu, and he enters all the elements, including every atom of matter, as Shirodhayi Vishnu. Such manifestations of cosmic creation are innumerable, both in the universe and in the individual atoms. Govind is partially exhibited as Antaryami, the super soul, who enters this material world, Antaratmastha, and who is also within the atom. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what is quoted is from Brahma Samhita, where Lord Brahma is doing the stuti of Lord Vishnu, Lord Govind, right? Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. And we already read, right, about how the Karnodaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and Kshirodaksha Vishnu, right? Kshirodaksha Vishnu is the super soul of everyone, and how he enters into this as he is into within every atom of this universe. Says here, Parmanu Chiyantaristham. Yeah. We continue reading, Ajay.
The Brahma Samhita 5.48 further says, Yasyaika Nisvasita Kalam Athava Lambaya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagad And Natha Vishnur Mahan Sa Iha Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. This verse describes Mahavishnu as a plenary expansion of Krishna. Mahavishnu lies on the causal ocean when he exhales. Millions of Brahmans or universe come from the pores of his body. Then when Mahavishnu inhales, all these Brahmans disappear. Thus the millions of Brahmans controlled by the Brahmas and other demigods come and go in this material world through the breathing of Mahavishnu. Foolish persons think that when Krishna appears as the son of Vasudeva, he is limited like an ordinary child. But Vasudeva was aware that although the Lord had appeared as his son, the Lord had not entered Devaki's womb and then come out. Rather, the Lord was always there. The Supreme Lord is all pervading, present within and without. Pravista iva bhavyase. He only seems to have entered the womb of Devaki and to have now appeared as Vasudeva's child. The expression of this knowledge by Vasudeva indicates that Vasudeva knew how these events took place. Vasudeva was certainly a devotee of Lord in full knowledge, and we must learn from devotees like him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You're reading? Prem, sir? Prem?
Yeah. Bhagavad Gita 4:34 therefore recommends Tadvidhi Prani Patena Pari Prasannena Sevayu Updekshatyanti Te Janmam Jnaninas Tattva Darshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Vasudeva begot the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet he was in full knowledge of how the Supreme Lord appears and disappears. He was therefore Tattvadarshi, a seer of the truth, because he personally saw how the Supreme Absolute Truth appeared as his son. Vasudeva was not in ignorance, thinking that because the Supreme Godhead had appeared as his son, the Lord had become limited. The Lord is unlimited, existing in and all-pervading, inside and outside. Thus, there is no question of his appearance or disappearance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nisha?
एथे मे विकृता भावास्तथा ते विकृतेः सह नानावीर्याः पृथं भृता भूता विराजं जनयन्ति हि सन्निपत्य समुत्पाद्य दृश्यन्ते अनुगता इव प्रागेव विद्यमानत्वान्न तेषामिह सम्भवः एवं भवान् बुद्ध्यनुमेय ग्रोहोर्गुणे सन्नपि तद्रुनाग्रह अनावृत्तत्वाद बहिरुन्तरः न ते सर्वस्य सर्वात्मन आत्मवस्तुनः. The Mahat Tattva, the total material energy is undivided, but because of the material modes of nature, it appears to separate into earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Because of living energy, Jiva Bhuta, these separated energies combine to make the cosmic energy, cosmic manifestation visible, but in fact, before the creation of the cosmos, the total energy is already present. Therefore, the total material energy never actually enters the creation. Similarly, although you are perceived by our senses because of your presence, you cannot be perceived by the senses nor experienced by the mind or words. Avan manasa gochara. With our senses, we can perceive some things, but not everything. For example, we can use our eyes to see, but not to taste. Consequently, you are beyond perception by the senses. Although in touch with the modes of material nature, you are unaffected by them. You are the prime factor in everything, the all-pervading, undivided super soul. For you, therefore, there is no external or internal. You never entered the womb of Devaki, rather you existed there already. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So who is saying this? Who is glorifying Lord Krishna right now?
The Devtas?
Vasudev.
Vasudev, right? Devtas are doing just before this, and now Lord Krishna actually has appeared. Devtas were doing in the Garbh Stuti. Now Lord Krishna has actually appeared, and so Vasudevji is doing the glorification of Lord Shri Krishna. Yeah.
This same understanding is explained by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 9.4. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyaktva murtina matstani sarvabhutani nya kaham tis avastita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is not perceivable through the gross material senses. It is said that Lord Sri Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, etc. cannot be understood by material senses. Only to one who is engaged in pure devotional service under proper guidance is he revealed. As stated in Brahma Samhita 5.38, Premanjana Tutrita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Videshu Vilokayanti. One can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, always within oneself and outside oneself. If one has developed the transcendental loving attitude towards him, thus for people in general, he is not visible. In the above mentioned words from Bhagavad Gita, therefore, it is said that although he is all-pervading, everywhere present, he is not conceivable by the material senses. But actually, although we cannot see him, everything is resting in him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So the important part which is mentioned here is only to one who is engaged in pure devotional service, is he revealed. Only then you can experience Lord Shri Krishna. So not just by Gyan or by yoga, but the devotional service is how you can feel, or how you can have the Lord Krishna reveal himself. And what are the ways of doing devotional service? How do we do the devotional service?
Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Kirtanam, Archanam.
Right. 9 different
Dancing.
ways
Yeah.
of doing the bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Dashanam, Sakhyam,
Atmanivedana.
and Atmanivedanam. Right. So 9 different ways, but Shravanam, Kirtanam being the most important. By doing those devotional service, Lord can be revealed. Reenaji?
As discussed in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the entire material cosmic manifestation is only a combination of his two different energies, the superior spiritual energy and the inferior material energy. Just as the sunshine is spread all over the universe, the energy of Lord is spread all over the creation, and everything is resting in that energy. Yet one should not conclude that because he is spread all over, he has lost his personal existence. To refute such arguments, the Lord says, I am everywhere and everything is in me, but still I am aloof. For example, a king heads a government which is but the manifestation of the king's energy. The different governmental departments are nothing but the energies of the king, and each department is resting on the king's power. But still, one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. That is a crude example. Similarly, all the manifestations that we see and everything that exists, both in this material world and in the spiritual world, are resting on the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The creation takes place by the diffusion of his different energies, and as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, he is everywhere present by his personal representation, the diffusion of his different energies. One may argue that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who creates the whole cosmic manifestation simply by his glance, cannot come within the womb of Devaki, the wife of Vasudeva. To eradicate this argument, Vasudeva said, My dear Lord, it is not very wonderful that you appeared within the womb of Devaki, for the creation was also made in that way. You were lying in the casual ocean as Mahavishnu, and by your breathing, innumerable universes came into existence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jitendra?
Hare Krishna. Then you entered into each of the universe as Garbhodayaksi Vishnu. Then you expanded yourself as Kshirodayashi Vishnu and entered into the heart of all living entities and entered even within atoms. Therefore, your entrance into the womb of Devaki is understandable in the same way. You appear to have entered, but you are simultaneously all pervading. We can understand your entrance and non-entrance from material examples. The total material energy remains intact even after being divided into 16 elements. The material body is nothing but a combination of 5 gross elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Whenever there is a material body, it appears that such elements are newly created, but actually the elements are always existing outside of the body. Similarly, although you appear as a child in the womb of Devaki, you are already existing outside. You are always in your abode, but still you can simultaneously expand yourself into millions of forms. One has to understand your appearance with great intelligence, because the material energy is also emanating from you. You are the original source of the material energy, just as the sun is the source of the sunshine. The sunshine cannot cover the sun globe, nor can the material energy, being an emanation from you, cover you. You appear to be in the 3 modes of material energy, but actually the 3 modes of material energy cannot cover you. This is understood by the highly intellectual philosophers. In other words, although you appear to be within the material energy, you are never covered by it. We hear from the Vedic version that Supreme Brahman exists, his effulgence, and therefore everything is illuminated. We can understand from Brahma Samhita that the Brahma Jyoti, or the Brahman effulgence, emanates from the body of the Supreme Lord, and from the Brahman effulgence, all creation takes place. It is further stated in the Bhagavad Gita that the Lord is the support of the Brahman effulgence, Originally, he is the root cause of everything. But persons who are less intelligent think that when the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes within this material world, he accepts material qualities. Such conclusions are not mature, but are made by the less intelligent. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So one thing which is mentioned here is you appear to be in the three modes of material energy, but those material energy cannot cover you, right? What are the three modes of material energy?
Rajogun, Tamogun, Satogun.
Right, yeah. So the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Satogun, Tamogun, and Rajogun, right? That's how the everyone, like conditioned souls like us, we get affected and impacted by this materialistic world, but that cannot cover the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is what is mentioned. Hare Krishna, is it Shyam Prabhu?
हाँ हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी हरे कृष्ण
पढ़ेंगे?
हाँ पढ़ता हूँ यह आत्मनो दृश्य गुणेषु सन्निधि व्यवस्थिते स्व पढ़ने में
अभी दिख रहा?
स्वक्ति व्यक्ति मैं मोबाइल से लॉगिन किया हूँ देख नहीं पा रहा हूँ प्रभु जी
अच्छा
हाँ बहुत छोटा फॉन्ट है मैं अटेंड करता हूँ खाली अब एक्चुअली मैं बाहर हूँ
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है बाबू जी कोई नहीं या
हाँ
ये आत्मनो दृश्य गुणेषु सन्निधि व्यवश्यते स्वव्यतिरेकतो अबुद्धः विनानुवादं न च तन्मनीषितं सम्यग्यतः शक्तमुपादत्त पुमान्. One who considers his visible body, which is a product of the three modes of nature, to be independent of the soul, is unaware of the basis of existence, and therefore is a rascal. Those who are learned have rejected this conclusion because one can understand through full discussion that with no basis in soul, the visible body and senses would be insubstantial. Nonetheless, although his conclusion has been rejected, a foolish person considers it a reality. Hare Krishna. And again, a nice purport. Continue to read. Anisha.
Without the basic principle of soul, the body cannot be produced. So-called scientists have tried in many ways to produce a living body in their chemical laboratories, but no one has been able to do it because unless the spirit soul is present, a body cannot be prepared from material elements. Since scientists are now in a mode of theories about the chemical composition of the body, we have challenged many scientists to make even a small egg. The chemicals in egg can be found very easily. There is a white substance and a yellow substance covered by a shell, and modern scientists should be very easily be able to duplicate all this. But even if they were to prepare such an egg and put it into incubator, the man-made chemical egg would not be produced a chicken. The soul must be added because there is no question of a chemical combination for life. Those who think that life can exist without the soul have therefore been described here as abudaha, foolish rascals. Again, there are those who reject the body regarding it as insubstantial. They are the same category of fools. One can neither reject the body nor accept it as substantial. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anil ji? Anil?
No, yeah. The substance is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Energies of the Supreme Godhead, as described by the Lord Himself in Bhagavad Gita 7:5. Bhumir apo nolo vayu kham mana mano buddhir evacha ahankara ityam me bhinna prakritir astadha apareyam itasti tav aniyam prakritim vidhi me param जीव भूतम महाबहो यदेम धार्यते जगत earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these eight comprise my separated material energies. But besides this inferior nature, O mighty Arjun, there is a superior energy of mind which consists of all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. The body, therefore, has relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just as the soul does. Since both of them are energies of the Lord, neither of them is false, because they come from the reality. One who does not know the secret of life is described as Abu Dhaha. According to the Vedic injunctions, Aeta datmyam idam sarvam Khalv idam Brahma. Everything is the Supreme Brahman. Therefore, both the body and the soul are Brahman, since matter and spirit emanate from Brahman. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is mentioned here is like, we'll hear people saying that, oh, this body is false, right? This materialistic world is false. So what is being mentioned, it's not false, it's there, right? It's there, even though it's temporary. The body is also there. The body, the earth, water, fire, air, ether, right, are all there. Mind, intelligence, ego, false ego. However, it's temporary, but it's all there. All this emanate from Brahma, Supreme Brahma himself. So all this exists, but of course the soul is eternal, right? And the soul is connected to the super soul. Yeah? Prem sir?
Not knowing the conclusions of the Vedas, some people accept the material nature as substance, and others accept the spirit soul as substance. But actually, Brahman is a substance. Brahman is the cause of all causes. The ingredients and the immediate cause of this manifested material world are Brahman, and we cannot make the ingredients of this world independent of Brahman. Furthermore, since the ingredients and the immediate cause of this material manifestation are Brahman, both of them are truth, Satya. There is no validity to the expression Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. The world is not false. Gyanis rejected the word, and foolish persons accepted this word as reality. And in this way, they are both misguided. Although the body is not as important as the soul, we cannot say that it is fake. Yet the body is temporary, and only foolish materialistic persons who do not have full knowledge of the soul regard the temporary body as reality and engage in decorating this body. Both of these pitfalls, rejection of the body as false and acceptance of the body as all in all, can be avoided when one is fully situated in Krishna consciousness. If we regard this world as false, we fall into the category of asuras, who say that this world is unreal, with no foundation and no God in control. Asatyam aparstam te jagat ahur anivasaram. As described in 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, this is the conclusion of demons. Hare Krishna. You may have to refresh.
First time. What's going on?
Yeah, there seems to be an issue with the
Internet.
Not the internet, the website itself.
Oh, okay. Let me read. Ajay.
ततो स जन्म स्थिति संयमान विभो वंदन वंदन्य गुणाद विक्रियात् त्वईश्वरे ब्रह्माणि नो विरुध्यते त्वदाश्रयस्त्वा दुपचर्यते गुणे. O my Lord, learned Vedic scholars conclude that the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the entire cosmic manifestations are performed by you, who are free from endeavor, unaffected by the modes of material nature, and changeless in your spiritual situation. There are no contradictions in you, who are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Param Brahman. Because of the three modes of material nature, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, are under your control. There, everything takes place automatically. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So this is how Vasudeva Maharaj is glorifying Lord Shri Krishna. Yeah. Again, nice purports will read. Tarun.
As stated in the Vedas, na tasya karanam cha vidyate na tas samas chabhyadikyakas cha drishyate parasya saktir vividdevya shruyate swabhaviki jnana balakriya cha. The Supreme Lord has nothing to do, and no one is found to be equal to or greater than him. For everything is done naturally and systematically by his multifarious energies. Svetasvatara Upanishad 6.8. Creation, maintenance, and annihilation are all conducted personally by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suyate Cha Characharam. Yet ultimately the Lord does not need to do anything, and therefore he is Nirvikara, changeless. Because everything is done under his direction, he is called Shrishtikarta, the master of creation. Similarly, he is the master of annihilation. When a master sits in one place while his servants work in different duties, whatever the servants are doing is ultimately an activity of the master, although he is doing nothing. Natasya karanam cha vidyate. The Lord's potencies are so numerous that everything is nicely done. Therefore, he is naturally still and is not directly the doer of anything in this material world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, actually in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself is saying, Maya adakshena prakritir suyate sa characharam. Like in my adakshata, the whole prakriti is running. Yeah? We'll continue reading Vasudeva Maharaj's prayers. Rinaji.
त्वं त्रिलोकस्थिते स्वमायया बिभर्षि शुक्लं खलु वर्णमात्मनं सर्गाय रक्तं रजसोपबृहन्तं कृष्णं च वर्णं तमसा जनातये. My Lord, your form is transcendental to the three material modes, yet for the maintenance of the three worlds, you assume the white color of Vishnu in goodness. For creation, which is surrounded by the quality of passion, you appear reddish, and at the end, when there is a need of annihilation, which is surrounded by ignorance, you appear blackish. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Vasudeva Maharaj is saying, Triloka Sthitiya Swamaya, like everything has come from you, and then Shuklam Khalu Varnamatmana, like You appear as Shuklam Khalu, like as a white, right? It says here for creation, you assume the white color of Vishnu in goodness. And similarly, he's describing the Rajogun and Tamogun, like Raktam, Rajasopa Brahitam, and Krishnam Cha Vanantam Sajanate. And that's how he's defining you appear reddish and you appear black for annihilation. Again, a nice purport. So we'll continue reading this, Anilji.
Vasudeva prayed to the Lord, "You are called Shuklam, Shuklam, or whiteness is the symbolic representation of the absolute truth because it is unaffected by the material qualities. Lord Brahma is called Rakt or red because Brahma represents the qualities of passion for creation. Darkness is entrusted to Lord Shiva because he annihilates the cosmos. The creation, annihilation, and maintenance of this cosmic manifestation are conducted by your potencies, yet you are always unaffected by those qualities. As confirmed in the Vedas, Harir hi nirguna sakshat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always free from all material qualities. It is also said that the qualities of passion and ignorance are non existent in the person of the Supreme Lord. In this verse, the three colors mentioned, Shukla, Rakt, and Krishna, are not to be understood literally in terms of what we experience with our senses, but rather as representative of Satguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. After all, sometimes we see that a duck is white, although it is in Tamoguna, the mode of ignorance, illustrating the logic called Bak Bakandha Nayaya. The duck is such a fool that it runs after the testicles of a bull, thinking them to be a hanging fish that can be taken when it drops. Thus, the duck is always in darkness. Vyasadeva, however, the compiler of the Vedic literature, is blackish, but this does not mean that he is in Tamogun. Rather, he is in the highest position of Satguna, beyond the material modes of nature. Sometimes these colors, Shukla Raktas and Raktas Tatha Pitah, are used to breath, designate the Brahmans, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Lord Shirodakshay Vishnu is celebrated as possessing a blackish color. Lord Shiva is whitish and Lord Brahma is reddish. But according to Srila Sanatana Goswami in the Vaishnava Toshani Tika, this exhibition of colors is not what is referred to here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
The real understanding of Shukla, Rakta, and Krishna is as follows. The Lord is always transcendental, but for the sake of creation, he assumes the color Rakta as Lord Brahma. Again, sometimes the Lord becomes angry, as he says in Bhagavad Gita. Tan aham dvisatah kruran samsaresu naradhaman Shipami Ajashram Asubham Ashushva Iva Yoneshu. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. To destroy the demons, the Lord becomes angry, and therefore he assumes the form of Lord Shiva. In summary, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always beyond the material qualities, and we should not be misled into thinking otherwise simply because of sense perception. One must understand the position of the Lord through the authorities or Mahajans, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Ite chamsha kalab pumsah Krishna tu Bhagwan Swayam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So basically, what is mentioned is our sense perception cannot understand Lord, right? So we should not just try to create an understanding by using just our sense perception, right? But we can listen to and understand through Mahajans, right? Or the authorities. And how many Mahajans are described? Do you remember? I mentioned how many authorities on Vedas or Mahajans whom you should listen to are mentioned everywhere. Remember, there are 12 Mahajans, right?
12.
And some of the names. Remember some of the names of Mahajans who are actually authorized, right? Like we were reading about Bhishma Pitamaha. Yeah. So Bhishma Pitamaha, Prahlad Maharaj, Sanat Kumars. Remember the Shambhu, Lord Brahma himself, Lord Shiva, Sanat Kumars,
Kapil Muni.
Kapil Muni, right?
Manu.
Manu, right? The Shambhu Manu. The first Manu is
Mm.
Shambhu Manu. So Shambhu Manu, yeah. Prahlad Maharaj. So Vyasdev himself. So like that, there are 12 Mahajans who are mentioned, and they explain us the literatures, they explain us the Vedas, they explain us the Purans, and we should listen to them, because just by ourselves, what is mentioned is our knowledge is limited, right? We only have the material qualities, our senses are limited, so we cannot really perceive the Lord. So we need to understand through like Srimad Bhagavatam, written by Vyasdev, right? So like that. Go on to something is not working today. Why don't we just pause today? Okay, let's see if we can do one shot.
It's back now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one more shot and then pause. Yeah, Nisha.
त्वमस्य लोकस्य विभुरिरिक्षिक्षु शिक्षुर्गृहे अविर्तनोऽसि ममाखिलेश्वरः राजन्यसंज्ञा सुरकोटियूथपै निर्व्यूहमाना निशस्ये चमुः. O my Lord, proprietor of all creation, you have now appeared in my house, desiring to protect this world. I am sure that you will kill all the armies that are moving all over the world under the leadership of politicians who are dressed as a Kshatriya rulers, but who are factually demons. They must be killed by you for the protection of the innocent public. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Vasudeva Maharaj is essentially referring to Kans and other demons, and he's of course saying that Lokasya Vibhorikshu, yeah, you appeared in my house, but you are the proprietor of all creation, and you appeared for the protection of the innocent public. So I think we are going to pause here. And actually, let's just complete the purport, nice purport again. So, then
Krishna appears in this world for two purposes. Paritranya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam, to protect the innocent religious devotees of the Lord and to annihilate all the uneducated, uncultured asuras, who unnecessarily bark like dogs and fight among themselves for political power. It is said, Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara. The Hare Krishna movement is also an incarnation of Krishna in the form of the holy name Nama Rupe. Every one of us who is actually afraid of the Asura rulers and politicians must welcome this incarnation of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then we will surely be protected from the harassment of Asuric rulers. At the present moment, these rulers are so powerful that by hook or by crook, they capture the highest post in government and harass countless numbers of people on the plea of national security or some emergency. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Rinaji?
Then again, one asura defeats another asura, but the public continues to suffer. Therefore, the entire world is in the precarious condition, and the only hope is this Hare Krishna movement. Lord Narasimhadev appeared to press forward the Hare Krishna movement, but because Krishna has now appeared in his holy name through this movement, we can hope that these asuric fathers will be annihilated and the kingdom of God established all over the world. The entire world is now full of many asuras in the guise of politicians, gurus, sadhus, yogis, and incarnations, and they are misleading the general public away from Krishna consciousness, which can offer true benefit to human society. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So I think we'll pause here. We'll continue to read Vasudeva Maharaj's Stuti, yeah. And then right after that, Devaki mother does Stuti of Lord Krishna. And as you can see in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So Bhagavad Gita is stated by Lord Krishna, yeah, spoken by Lord Sri Krishna himself. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, what we have found, right, skanda after skanda, chapter after chapter, we look at all the devotees, right, the highest level of devotees, and they're doing the prayers and pratna and the glorification of Lord Krishna. Yeah, that's what we are reading in Srimad Bhagavatam. Every now and then, we are reading the Stuti of Lord himself, Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. That's Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, so we'll stop here. And since we are reading about Krishna Jam, we are going to hear nice kirtan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudeva Bhagavate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I think internet was running slow today, right? It's kind of breaking up. Yeah,
they're buffering.
yeah. We'll fix it. Figure it out. But hope everyone is good. It's Tuesday, so again we'll see you back on Monday. Yeah. So we're reading only 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. So try to cover a lot more those 2 days. And we're reading
Yes,
about. Yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, Prabhu. After quite some time.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone doing
Hare
good.
Krishna,
So
everyone.
Monday, yeah, 9:30. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Okay.
Hare
Bye.
Krishna. See you, yeah.